Welcome to the Damn Opinion Podcast. Spoiler alert. Listener discretion advised.
Okay, so what do I do? I'm sitting in for Mark. Oh, sorry, guy. Am I on air right now?
You are.
Why are you talking like that?
Oh, I'm Mark's nephew, Timmy.
Timmy is a special guest star on the Damn Opinion. Timmy, you're about to give some spoilers away.
Today's topic, mental health in you.
Welcome to the Damn Opinion. I'm Bill Craig, one of your hosts, and I'm sitting next to James Smith.
Yes, that's me.
And I'm sitting next to Mark's nephew, Timmy.
Timmy. Hi, Timmy.
Oh, he's gone now. Split personality.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, gosh.
Jesus,
Okay.
thank God.
All right. So, you guys, I want to start this one off. This is a big deal. This is what I'm into. Ready? Marty Krofft died.
Yeah, that was a little while
was
ago.
Yeah.
What was it last week?
Yeah. Oh,
It was last week. Yeah. And you know what? I could just start. I think everybody kind of knows who Marty Krofft is, but if you don't know,
I don't think anybody young knows who Marty Krofft is.
Maybe not. No, if you're young, you don't know. But
Anybody below the age of 35?
yeah, probably do not know. I mean, these are landmark shows. Like
Television shows.
all we have to do is say HR Puffin stuff, and we could just leave it at that. And his legacy would be right there. But he also did Land of the Lost.
That's
Sigmund and the Sea Monster.
With the Slee Stacks. Come on.
Yes. Bigfoot and Wild Boy, if you remember that. He also was responsible for the Brady Bunch Hour, DC Follies. How about Electra Woman and Dinah Girl?
Oh,
Wow, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, so did I. Oh. He did the Jimmy Osmond Presents ABC Saturday Sneak Peek, which we probably could all do without. The Lost Saucer, the Patti LaBelle Show, Pryor's Place, which was with Richard Pryor. Yeah. Wonderbug and the World of Sid and Marty Krofft at the Hollywood Bowl. But I think the big ones, and then Mutton Stuff.
Mutton Stuff. I remember that.
Yeah.
What about, he wasn't the Bugaloos, was he?
Did he do the Bugaloos? Yes, he did. The Bugaloos as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember that show, too.
Bay City Rollers show.
And Bugaloos had Phyllis Diller, I think, or something like that.
Is that right?
That is somebody who literally was so creative or extremely high. It was one of the two, or both.
Well, I remember when I was a kid, Land of the Lost was so big. And they even did a movie of it with Will Ferrell, right?
Yep.
terrible.
Was it bad? I didn't see it.
Terrible.
Yeah. But the Slee Stacks were scary.
Okay, the Slee Stacks were so slow.
Yeah.
The Slee Stacks always would be within reaching distance of getting them, and they were just like so slow that you could walk past them and get away.
Yeah. That's what I saw. And then I do remember when Sigmund and the Sea Monsters came on. Saturday morning cartoons were a big deal.
Yeah.
They would even have previews of what the season was going to be.
But Sigmund wasn't a cartoon.
No. This is all like
Costume.
costumes.
It was-
yeah. And most of this stuff was live action costume type stuff, right? So Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, that was big when it came out. It was
hiding
very
sea
much.
monsters in your house in like El Segundo.
And what was great
Right.
was Sigmund was the only friendly sea monster.
Oh yeah, the other ones were bad.
His brothers and the kin were all angry and they wanted to kill humans, and it was crazy.
Yeah. And then I didn't get to see it enough, but whenever I went to my grandparents' house, you got to see HR Puffin stuff. Like, because we just didn't have it at the small town we were in.
Puffin stuff.
Oh yeah, with his little magical flute.
Magic flute.
Yeah. And there's probably
Poo.
Witchy poo.
Yeah. Now I'm kind of surprised that one of the what's the other one? The Banana Splits.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised that he didn't do that one. But Banana Splits probably were influenced by HR Puffin stuff.
Oh,
is
I
my
wouldn't
guess.
doubt it.
So anyway, a great television maker. I'm probably going to go on YouTube and watch some HR Puffin stuff.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen this stuff, obviously, if you smoke weed, definitely smoke that. Then watch some of the best television you're ever going to see on some of these social media sites.
I didn't even think of that.
Because honestly, if you aren't smoking weed and you watch these, you're going to go, yeah, these guys are really, really
This
sad.
is so stupid. Well, it was also pre-cable.
Right.
We had a couple channels, like you said, it's Saturday morning. We weren't watching cartoons or cool stuff during the week. It was Saturday morning shows and they came on.
And it was like from 8 or 9 till noon, and that was all you got. Nowadays, you get SpongeBob 24 hours a
Yeah,
day.
you can just go to Nickelodeon channel or something else. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a million
Yeah,
of them.
you only had Saturday mornings, man. That was it.
Yep, and the rest we had to watch Westerns and stuff like that.
It's kind of crazy.
So anyway, hats off to Marty Krofft.
Yeah, but it's an icon has passed, and so has that television.
Yeah,
series.
that whole era of television
Yeah.
passed a long time ago. So what about you, Mark? What are you into?
You know what I'm into?
What?
Not commercials.
You hate commercials.
I can't stand commercials.
Same
You
here.
know
Always hated them.
you know what I'm into?
What?
Is literally knowing that one of two things is going to be on TV whenever it's in the middle of my show. It's going to be make up a name for whatever the latest drug is that you can use in your body.
Yep.
Alestra, Enquinqui, Apupa, whatever you want to name, they want to use. It's literally they're just throwing names out there and they apply to whatever you think is ailing you. Yet the side effects are worse than the actual ailment.
Or the actual ailment.
That's
weird.
the point.
I was watching one of the football games last weekend, and Lady Gaga was doing one.
Right.
And I'm like, how bad is she hurting for money that she's doing a drug commercial?
It's
Or they must
probably-
be paying her a ton of money.
It's crazy when you look at all the stinking drug commercials. When I was a kid, there wasn't a single drug commercial. Maybe you saw an aspirin commercial. Maybe.
Alka-Seltzer. Come on.
Maybe.
Plop,
Hey.
plop, fizz, fizz.
You
That's it.
are forgetting the Vicks 44D commercial.
Okay,
Right.
so again, those aren't drugs.
Yeah.
Those are things you rub on your
Hey.
chest when you have a cold.
I was drinking Vicks 44D.
Yes. I was just drinking it the other day.
These are things that will kill you if you take too many of them. And really, is your skin rash that bad?
And here's the other thing. Why do they name them all these weird names?
They're like new age names.
Yeah, why don't they call them Jet Blast Bomb or something like that?
Yeah,
Fun.
It's weird. Like Laquala.
Yeah.
Laquala? What? Please ask your physician for Laquala, the drug that makes you feel like you're superior.
Yeah, that's the other one. Don't forget to ask your physician.
Yeah.
Don't forget to ask.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine people coming in with a list of these items? I've got 5 new drugs I'd like to talk to you about. You know, it's like, well, if you'd like to die of a heart attack, sure, we'll give them to you.
Jeez, yes.
Lobbying. Because the
it's-
drug manufacturers go to the doctor and be like, I will totally give you a Hawaiian vacation if you sell the Ozentra.
So
yeah.
I mentioned one of 2. Drugs is the first one. Now that it's the holidays, it's everything I don't want that I think I need.
Like what?
Oh, I don't know. The chopper that chops in 12 different ways.
Oh, sure.
You know, because you got to get it before Christmas. Because if you want to chop in 12 different ways for impress your... No, I don't. But I think I might need to.
My favorite is you need a car for Christmas.
Yeah. Let's put a nice big
All the
bow
car
on
commercials
that.
with a big bow on it. And we got 2 of them.
Right.
If you buy now, shipping is free. You know, it's funny because how about you just do this? You want to really throw your wife, spouse, girlfriend, son, daughter, go rent a car for the day. Stick a giant bow on it, and when they walk outside, they're going to get so excited and go, well, it's just for the day, sweetie, but you can keep the bow.
Yeah. 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 There's like, I really do a good job of avoiding commercials, right? Because I watch a lot of football, but I usually watch the Red Zone. That doesn't have commercials.
Correct.
Right? And then all the other stuff that I tend to watch are like Netflix, Disney, Apple
Streaming.
Plus, all that streaming stuff, right? So when I do see a commercial, I'm like, whoa, I forgot how this was. And they're louder than the regular TV. And it's just such a, I hate it.
You know what, though? I mean, if I had to pick a favorite commercial, it would be that lady who talks about, is your ball sack sweaty and stinky? Rub some of this cream on it. You're good all day. She is great. I mean, she talks about your underboob sweat, you know, your pits. If your ass crack smells like mine, you need to use this. I mean, she literally is saying stuff like that on national television, and she's selling a bundle.
I'd say my favorite marketing ad campaign is the "Don't be like your parents." Are you turning into your parents?
Oh,
ad for
yeah.
Geico or whatever.
Yeah.
Geico, isn't it?
Those are so good.
Yeah.
Those are. Who else reads books about submarines?
Yeah, so she's like,
dad.
you know, when I want to DM, can I DM somebody? No, you can't.
Yeah.
I
So
think those are good.
commercials, that's what I'm not into, Bill. Just sharing that with you.
Okay. What about you, James?
So I saw this headline, and apparently Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer
Who?
is trying to pass a bipartisan bill
What?
So that means they both agree.
Sweeping legislation to declassify and release government information about unidentified flying objects.
Hasn't this already happened?
Can I get Cliff Notes?
No, apparently not. But apparently there's a handful of Republicans who
but
don't want
Schumer's
it,
a Democrat.
yeah, who don't want it to get out.
Get what out?
That they don't want to release this information, obviously.
What information?
That Senate Intelligence Vice Chair Marco Rubio, everybody, if you follow any kind of politics, you know he's the Senate Intelligence Vice Chair. He noted and he's Republican, in extraordinary detail that several high-level officials with top security clearances have told congressional investigators of the existence of surreptitious government UFO retrieval and reverse engineering programs.
Okay. We've
At the
always
same time,
known they were there.
10 ex-government officials, military officers, and scientists have alleged or suggested publicly that the U.S. government has recovered at least one UFO and that this group has done multiple UFO retrievals in the last few years.
And they're reversing technology to try and learn how it's done.
So they're trying, Schumer, Democrats, and some of the Republicans are trying to release this information, and several GOP members are like, absolutely not. We can't let that information get out.
Would that be a more of a religious fear background of holding it?
So
Or
somewhere on my Reddit feed, I get like 3 different UFO suggestions that I should join on Reddit. And I saw this one come across. And apparently I've gotten a bunch of them now, that there's this groundswell of information that people want all this information being released. So they're saying within the next year, there might be some big, around the world, not just US, they're going to release information about, I mean, they obviously have something going on.
So here's the weird thing. If there were truly, truly aliens, which let's just say there are, I think war would start to stop. Would start to stop? I think war would end because you would be like, well, hold on a second. We're not the only ones in this.
What if they're
universe at
just
this point.
manipulating us and we're just guinea pigs?
Maybe, but then you would also start to question a lot of different religion.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because if your religion is focused on specifically the Earth, planet Earth, and the God with planet Earth and humans.
Yeah, Jesus, God made everybody, and aliens come along. It really throws a wrench in the old Vatican.
You would have to change the whole religious thing to say, well, Jesus and God created more than just us, but we're on the same plane or even a different plane than others.
Well, they could rewrite it and say, yeah, they were totally on the ark.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, look, that isn't going to change anybody's mind. Once you've gone the religious route.
No, that's not true.
Nobody's going to change their minds.
They're not saying they're going to change their mind. People are going to freak out about it.
It's going to change the religious perspective, though.
I don't think people care that much.
What?
I mean, look at this. We have seen these little videos of the little Tic Tac videos. Nobody's freaking out. Everybody's just going about their morning.
That's because people think they're fake. They still think they're fake. They write them off.
Yeah, religious leaders do not want otherworldly beings come around, for sure. People like you and I who don't believe in that and religion are like, yeah, whatever, it's totally there. The religious people don't want actual proof of existence that there's aliens out there. They want just God. They don't want anything else.
I'm going to use Catholicism. We'll just pick that one because it's a massive world religion, right? They have heaven, hell, and purgatory. Right?
And the Pope's already said that they're aliens.
But what's crazy about it is you have Mother Mary and Jesus, and that's specifically human.
Right.
There's never been an image of anything but human.
Right.
So how would you incorporate that with heaven, hell, and purgatory beyond this planet and another plane of existence when you have aliens? Does God care about the aliens? Are they going to heaven, hell, and purgatory? Because that's a whole rewriting of everything.
I guess, but they'll rewrite it if they have to rewrite it.
How? How would you convince the world of that?
So you have the First Testament, like the Old Testament, the New Testament, and then the really New Testament will come out. Trust me on that one, brother.
It's like,
but in the meantime, you're going to have people severely freaking out. Religion is about control. And people are going to be, they're going to be losing that. They're already losing control.
There's going to be religious people who say this is part of the devil. They're going to say that these aliens are demons in the form of aliens, and they're just trying to trick us to pull us away
Of course.
from God.
Of course.
They will always, it'll be a way to say, no, religion is real and this is fake.
So the other thing that you have to ask is, are the Republicans right in not doing that? Right? Because the one thing about, I mean, we all have our countries that we want to protect and
Control.
control.
It's called control.
We want to control it. We want to control, of course, because the country that controls that kind of technology controls their own destiny. Right.
But you also have to remember, as governments, if you come out now and say, we've totally been lying to you for decades.
Yeah, you lose all trust.
They already know that they've been lying to us.
Not everybody
Smart
does.
people know that
Yes.
they're lying to us.
Yes. Look how many people now look at just politics. They all just look to their governments to basically solve their everyday lives.
Dude, just go
So
on this-
now if you come out and say, we've been lying to you forever, people are going to freak out. You're taking this as a very calm approach. Everybody will be just fine.
Yeah, Bill,
it doesn't really
go
work
to your local Walmart and just ask them who the vice president is.
They don't know.
They don't know.
Right.
So they just trust whatever they see on the local news that night.
Right. But saying that, look, so if they trust whoever's on the news and then the government tells them we have technology, it's secret technology, and we've been hiding it from you all this years because we don't want the other countries to get it. And we want to control
They'll
this
believe that.
because we want to protect you,
Of course.
our American citizens.
Yep, they'll totally believe it.
Okay. But why wouldn't that be the truth?
But why would a Schumer want to say it's coming from aliens?
Why would Schumer want to say it's coming from aliens?
That's the point.
Didn't Schumer just say that they have alien technology and they're trying
That's
to
what
reverse
he wants
it?
to release.
Right.
And
why
the
would you
GOP
do
is
that?
saying no.
Why would you do that? Like,
Because-
let's just say you're the president.
Because governments win under fear. The person who's in charge during wartime stays in charge during wartime. Very
Right.
seldom do they reelect a new president or a new leader during war in the history of the world.
Okay, but what does this have to do with a war?
Because fear causes people to stay as is. And if the Democrats say, listen, we want you to be aware of this, we're here to protect you, the GOP wants to hide it.
That's what you think the GOP wants to do.
That's what they'll say it is.
Right.
The GOP wants it subdued. They're not telling you everything. They're giving you lies. We, the Democrats, have always been for the people. We think you should be aware of this. We'll protect you. Don't worry about it. Keep us in office. That's what will happen. And I think they'll use it to their advantage.
So if I am the president of the United States and there has been a downed flying saucer, I don't care if I'm Republican or Democrat, and I say, let's reverse engineer this so that we can try to control our own country. Because if we
but
can master
do
this
you tell the
technology,
public?
no, of course you don't. Why would you?
This
is top secret so that we can reverse engineer it, and then the U.S. will control the world.
That's not what he said. I'm not saying he said Chuck Schumer is trying to release why this is happening and where it's coming from. The GOP says no.
So you're saying Chuck Schumer says we know where the aliens are, we know what's going on?
No, that we've had downcraft.
We have full agencies doing UAPs, and we've known about it for decades.
And we're reverse engineering
we're trying
from the
to release
downcraft.
like all the.
And the GOP is like, no, just keep it the way you're saying.
See,
The GOP
you're just taking it too simply in logic that everybody's just going to be fine with it. And there's a reason they've hidden it for so long. Some of it is security, but a lot of it is not. They don't want people freaking out about it.
Because the GOP
Because
is
every government knows about it. It's not just us.
The GOP is your
It's
mentality.
worldwide aliens. They
G-
just don't want people freaking out about it.
The GOP is agreeing with you. You don't tell the public. You just reverse engineer and you take the process and the technology for yourselves. That's what you're saying. Chuck Schumer and the Democrats are saying, no, let's tell everybody where it's coming from.
Okay, so let's say we know there's a mothership behind the dark side of the moon, and they're sending all these different ships down there.
You think everybody's just going to be fine with it?
Oh, no. This country would freak out.
The world would freak out.
Yeah, you're not, because you're not religious. So that's really difficult for someone who's not religious to put their mind around that.
See, religious people right now, they believe dinosaurs and people have that they existed at the same time.
That's a whole different podcast topic, because there actually are cave paintings that show dinosaurs and humans side by side.
But I'm just saying that they're going to believe whatever they're going to believe. I'm not really worried about religious people freaking out. What are they going to do? What are we going to do? What if you're really freaking out? What are you going to do? There's nothing you can do if there's a mothership behind the dark side of the moon.
Yeah, but it could affect you. Boy, this is a whole conversation getting sideways here.
I mean,
it could affect you when you have a major population of religious people who start to agree and set rules and laws. And all of a sudden you're like, guys, I just want to go to the movies. And wait, you're taking movies away? Wait, you're doing what? You're taking all the money for taxes and doing what? It's going to affect you.
Right.
From all these decisions that are out of your control.
And as governments, you're not going to be listening to your president as much because who the hell are you when those guys are up there?
Yeah, if there's somebody that has better technology than us.
Like you said, if a big city-sized ship goes and parks itself in the atmosphere, you're not going to look to your government and go, help. You're going to go, holy crap, those guys own the block. It's the big baddie that has now showed up. So you would erode your own government control of your people. Everybody wouldn't just go, oh, no biggie. Let me just turn back on my TV and go to work.
Bill, we have no Avengers.
Okay. Think about this for a second. Now we're going down a rabbit hole. Okay. If there is a mothership behind the moon, they could come down at any point in time.
True.
Do you think us talking about it publicly are going to make them do anything different? Probably not. And so if there is a mothership behind the dark side of the moon, what are we going to do? You're going to go to work tomorrow. You're going to get you mean to say you're going to be you're pulling your hair out, freaking out.
Yes. There will have people who are standing on the street corners saying the end is near. You're going to have people digging safety bunkers all over the place.
Right. But if they are that powerful, there's nothing you can do anyway.
Dude, people want to survive. You're saying, what can you do? You're going to be like, well, let's just see what happens. That is not the normal train of thought for most people. Have you seen what happens when they can't get into a Walmart on Black Friday? Have you seen what happens when they can't get into their concert to see Beyonce an hour before the show?
Look at when people are just trying to vote for president right now. The divide in our country over just
and the
people
chaos.
that they're trying to pick for president.
There will be people that will worship the aliens. There will be new religions.
Have you been in a Waffle House when there's no blueberry nougat? My point is, people go nuts, dude. They go nuts for the stupidest reasons.
And I don't disagree with you. I think markets would fluctuate. Those types of things would happen. Okay?
You think the market would fluctuate?
That's your takeaway? Markets would fluctuate. What?
Yeah.
It'd be fine.
Yeah.
Dude, people would be buying guns and getting a hold of bazookas if they could. I'm telling you, it would go insane.
Right. And what if the aliens just continue to do what they've always did? They just go around the planet and look at shit. There's nothing you can do.
How do you know that they're not doing more, though?
How do you know they're not here? How do you know that I'm not an alien?
You are an alien. You are an alien. That would be great. My best friend,
it would just be
alien.
a cosmic shift. Because right now, smart people like ourselves know that the probability is probably there. But until you actually come out and say, yeah, we've captured them and we've known about them for years, and they can time travel in and out of us, and we have no way to control any of that.
Okay. So
then people would be like, what? Okay. No one's going to be like you and go, oh, the market's going to fluctuate. I'm fine. What time's the NFL game on?
Yeah. Gotta go to work in the morning. I gotta get to bed. Okay.
I appreciate your approach to it, but you're not taking into the mass of stupidity of the world. Okay. You would be like, oh, that's a great news story. Okay. And
there would also be mass suicides. People would be killing themselves. Probably the first week that news came out.
I don't doubt that there would be weird things that they use that as a catalyst to do whatever weird thing they want to do. But let me ask you both this. You find out there are aliens, blah, blah, blah. What do you do? What do you do the next day? You find out on the 12 o'clock report. Okay, there it is. We have aliens as a mothership on the dark side of the moon.
I'm on the internet searching.
Okay.
But I'm also not the nut job that's down protesting either. Right? About Trump. But there are millions of people that are doing that.
Right.
So
but
that's what
you're not going to do anything different.
But lots of people will. Yeah. That's what we're trying to tell you. You're not going to do anything different either. You're going to be like, that's stupid. And you're going to click off the channel. Millions of people will not.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let me ask you this. You're the president of the United States. Do you want this information to go to the public?
No. You want the status quo.
No. There's no reason.
Decades. That's why they don't want it. That's the point we're trying to tell you. And you're saying if they release it, it's fine.
If they release it, it is fine. It's all. But my point is that you don't release it because you like all of our countries, every single country wants the same thing, is that they want to be the dominant country. So they get to do what they want to do, right? So as the United States or any other country, if you come across,
it's for control,
right? If you can come across some great technology that you can control everybody with, you keep it under wraps and you don't tell anybody.
It's not even the technology. You don't want other people knowing there's another civilization out there that you don't understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are demeaning your own government. Forget the secret technology with a laser or whatever. You don't want your people knowing there is another race or civilization that is more powerful than us.
Yes.
It's about control. Forget the technology of it. It's about control. And once that gets out, as a leader and as a power, your power is now gone. There's something more powerful than you. That's what I'm saying. And people are going to be like, hey, Mr. President, go shit yourself. That thing is way more powerful than you. Why would I listen to you?
Yeah.
Right.
And so imagine this. You don't even want safe history to come about. Safe history would be, oh, by the way, Mars was like Earth, and we are actually from Mars, but we lost track of it when we transferred down here to Earth.
Right.
If you don't even want that, that's going to throw a whole historical thing. And people are going to be like, well, what is it? What happened? Panic is going to ensue.
I really just want Godzilla. I want Godzilla to come out of the
Okay, so then last thing, I mean, we talked about this a lot.
It could be our topic.
Yeah, it really should be our topic. But do you want to know? Like, do you want it to be
If
released?
there's aliens, I think all of three of us would be fine.
I want full disclosure.
I would like to know if we have aliens and we've ever captured aliens or found alien bodies or found alien technology, or there are aliens who are watching us and studying us from the moon or on the Antarctic.
Because there's so many wild stories. Like they can manipulate time and they can do all this. Can they? Or are they just little green dudes that show up and are flying a cool ship? I want to know.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like they can manipulate us into controlling our minds and the whole thing. Whoa, that's crazy.
Because I
would
think
want to know.
we're smart enough to know.
Absolutely, I would.
I think we're smart enough to know we really can't do anything about it. We might do more research, but that's it.
Yeah. Oh, well, then imagine the space race.
That's the point.
Now governments are coming together. I mean, I remember one of my history teachers saying that there will be world peace once we find an alien race that we can all hate together. But it's like, imagine the things that we can do as a global society now.
But it begs the question, too. Do you think that if governments know about the aliens, do they know that they're hostile or not even hostile, uncontrollable, and we've shot down their ships, multiple countries, not just U.S., we've captured their stuff, and we have no idea what they're doing, and at this point, is it too late? And the aliens are just kind of manipulating us, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's not just like another one of us showing up, and we're like, hey, let's get together and kumbaya. It's like, we don't fucking understand that thing at all. We can't speak to it. We don't know it. We don't know what it's doing. It's so much more powerful than us.
Right.
It's manipulating time, and we're scared to tell anybody about that because we have no freaking idea what it is.
Right. And if you have no answer and you have nothing, what do you tell the public? Like,
and that's our point. If that comes out, people are going to shit themselves.
Well, and what's funny throughout history, and we'll get off the topic here, but throughout history, there's the famous stories of the famous like four. There's the greens, there's the grays, there's the reptiles, and there's the ones that came down that ruled for 250,000 years when the Sumerians actually recorded the 11 rulers, or 9. It's 9.
Are these 11. The big ones? The big tall ones?
Tall.
Remember the big red
Anunnaki? Yeah, the Anunnaki and stuff. Yeah, when they call it. So those are the stories that have throughout time have carried through.
Right.
And so are any one of them true? Maybe.
Yeah.
Are none of them true? Maybe. But it would be good to know.
It'd be a great Netflix documentary, that's for sure.
It'd be really good.
But I mean, imagine all of the pyramids that they say, are certain things. I mean, you never know. Then it brings up a lot of like, oh, of course that's what Stonehenge was or whatever, right?
It would be nice to know.
Yeah, for sure.
I still don't know.
I might get a free space ride finally.
Yeah.
That's true. You might get through. And by the way, I think gravitation is what causes most of their stuff that we don't understand.
Yeah, we don't understand gravity at all.
And it's not gravity, Earth's gravity. It's just gravity, period.
Right.
So
I agree. Okay, so we got a topic. This was a great topic. Was this what you're into?
That's what I was into. And I literally saw an article this morning.
Wow. All right, we're going to come back with a cool topic after this.
Got an idea for a topic? Who knows? We may reach out and use your suggestion on air. Let us know and visit damnopinion.com.
Welcome back to Damn Opinion. Oh my gosh. So I know it got me thinking all this alien talk.
I was abducted during the break, by the way.
And
Were you
look
probed? You look a little probed.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Which are the probers? Is it the green or the grays?
That was
I
the Grays.
have no idea.
I thought the grays were the probers. Yeah.
Isn't it just all of them?
No, because I don't think greens are into
I don't think
anal.
reptiles probe.
What?
I don't think greens are into anal. I really don't.
And I don't think reptiles probe. They might lick you a lot. Though,
Yeah.
because their tongues are flicking all the time.
They're just swingers, is what you're saying. The reptiles are swingers.
So I do know one of the things, if aliens ever do come, they are not welcome in my house.
Wow, you are. That's got to be a new term.
Yeah, it's like
What is
new
it?
house
Is it-
rules.
is it, no, what's it called though? Like, it's not racist. It's alienist.
No, he's xenophobe.
Speciest.
He's a xenophobe.
Is that what it
Is
is?
that what it means?
Xenophobe.
Xenophobe.
Okay, so yeah, I don't want any other xenos in my house. None. None at all.
Wow.
And that kind of reminds me of the rules, house rules. That's what our topic is about today, is like weird house rules that maybe you have or your family had as you're going through life. That, I mean, we all have house rules at that, especially if you have kids, right? So
Correct.
I just wanted to know what your house rules were with you guys, with the two of you, including myself. So
Perfect.
So do you have anything off the top?
Well, since I'm married and since I grew up with kids, the number one house rule in my house is put the toilet seat down.
Oh, and you have all girls at your house.
That is the number one rule at the Smith house. Put the toilet seat down.
Now, this is an age old. I know there's a lot of jokes about it and stuff, but it's like, what's the big deal?
That's what I say, but I'm the only guy in the house. So if I don't put it down, I get killed.
Let me get this straight. Is it majority rule on that rule normally? Because here's the point.
It just makes my life so much
What if it
easier.
was 4 guys in the house and 1 female? Why don't you just leave it up?
You probably would.
Because there's more times the bathroom's being used by a male than there is a female.
That's their house rule. My house rule is put the toilet seat down.
The thing is, I've actually had females in my household fall in when the toilet seat was up.
Okay, why don't you
Yes.
look?
Exactly.
That's what I say too. Karen will be like, I fell 2 feet to the toilet. You didn't look?
No shit.
Because when I go to the bathroom, I just don't randomly pee into it. I look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing to me. I don't understand. It's just as easy to lift it up as it is to put it down.
Once again, you are trying to rationalize
The only way
thought.
this makes it easy and even is you close the whole effing lid.
Exactly.
That's what I do. I close the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because that way everyone's equal.
I close the whole entire thing.
Yeah. Now, it's funny because I just saw a TikTok video where it was like the woman's berating her husband. Can't you show just a little bit of class and just a little bit of human decency and just close the toilet seat? And the guy's like, yes, dear. And then he looks over at the counter.
I've seen that.
All right. And there's all this makeup and all this bullshit all over the kitchen
seen
counter.
that
Right.
one.
And it's like, we don't get to make that rule, do we? We don't get to make that rule.
Yeah.
Right. Which is one of my things. It's not a rule because there's no way I cannot fight it, but I prefer I call it the minimalistic bathroom. I like to have 1 or 2 things on there. That's it. Everything else is stored away and everything like that. Right. But, that's a battle I'm not going to win ever, unless I find another bathroom that I can do. Right.
He bathroom.
It's the rule I want to make.
Don't you have
that I can't?
You have 3 bathrooms in your house, right?
I do. But I have 2
the
women.
only one that is really close to what you want is downstairs that no one ever uses.
Exactly. That's my minimalistic bathroom. You guys, it's the
guest bath.
It's the guest bathroom.
It's the guest.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Exactly.
That's funny. I could only think of one rule that I have.
Okay.
And it's really only one rule.
Only one. This is
because
bullshit. We are going to find out more than one.
Please do, because I can't think of one. But I can tell you this. I used to have probably a lot of rules that I no longer remember, but I have given up. Yeah. I literally have said, you know what? It's easier for me just to give up and live my life in a forlorn, selfish, alone manner than it is to fight against it.
Right.
The only rule I have is I will not allow cheap toilet paper in my house.
Oh, yes.
I'm telling you right now, and I don't want to demean anyone, so forgive me, but like Scott tissue. Nope. Nope. I'll only use that stuff if literally there's nothing else to wipe my rear on.
Okay.
Because it's got to be Northern or Charmin or something else that has some kind of consistency to the toilet paper.
Right.
Because I hate ripping toilet paper and it comes off mid-rip. I hate ripping toilet paper that feels like, I don't even know. It doesn't feel like anything. So
Okay, so that
Like a
is
paper
one of
towel.
that is one of my rules too.
it's got to be good toilet paper.
Yeah, mine is. And by the way, I had to ask my girl what are my rules because I don't know what they were. But you have rules. You have rules. I was like, I don't think I have rules. I just know you have them, and that's one of them. Has to be Charmin. By the way, speaking of that, I've noticed that the Charmin now, instead of a straight line of perforation, is now a wavy line of perforation, and believe me, it works better. It's like now you just watch. All toilet paper is going to be like this eventually.
At Costco, which is where I buy the toilet paper I have, it's either Northern or Charmin. Those are the two brands you can get that are high quality. There's low quality ones there too, but nope, doesn't come home.
What about Bounty? Do you want to use Bounty?
I use Bounty paper towels.
Yeah,
that's
so
funny
do I.
because that's Costco has. And by the way, better paper towels are better. They're just better.
Yeah,
It is
cheap
true.
ones.
and I like the paper towels, by the way, that are
Half-sheets.
half sheets. Yeah,
Yeah.
because why not? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you the rule that I thought of that made me think of this whole thing, which is that, and this is kind of a rule for me. When I get into the car and I'm driving, I want my cup to be the one
Are you
at
kidding
the top.
me right now?
I am at the top. Okay.
Is the top? What if they're side by side?
Then it would be the
closest
one
to the
nearest to
driver.
me, right?
Okay.
But if it's a top and a bottom, I want to be on the top simply because it's safer. Like I can easily grab it as opposed to having to reach back behind there. Maybe there's another cup in the way and then I'm trying to get to it as I'm driving. So that is my one rule. If I'm driving, I need it in the top. So that is my one rule. And it's really a safety thing. And convenience. That is my one
It
weird
sounds
rule.
like you have more than one weird rule.
Oh yeah, there's got to be more.
So yeah, that is my one that I would say is kind of a rule for sure. What about you, James?
My other dead hard fast rule, okay, is no Ouija board in my house.
What?
You know, actually,
No way.
No, hold on.
Get that fucking thing near my house.
What's funny, I totally 100% agree with you. I don't have this as a rule because whenever it's popped up, I'm like, nope, you can go do that at a friend's house.
Yep.
You're not doing it here.
No Ouija board on my property.
What
Get
about the
fuck outta
Parker
here.
brothers one?
No,
Get out.
not at all.
Not at all.
Nope.
No.
I can tell you too, because I probably have the most experience out of the three of us around this stuff, and I would never allow that in my house.
Nope.
Really?
No Ouija board on the property. Not
don't
even
feel-
in the house. Don't do it in the backyard. Don't do it in the garage.
Nope.
Not on the property.
I feel like the Parker brothers one doesn't count.
Nope.
What about tarot cards?
No.
I don't use tarot cards.
But what if I got you a birthday
Okay, if you
present?
got me a birthday present tarot cards, they just sit in the box and sit there.
Nope. They would get regifted. That's what would happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to use them.
Is there any other thing that you don't like? What about like a goat's head?
What?
Well,
why would I want a goat's head?
I can't, I don't have a crucifixion. I've not crucified someone on the property either.
Okay.
No,
right.
yeah, that's legitimate. I agree.
No
with
Ouija
James.
board.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
with James
my
on that one.
number one solid rule.
Well,
The others are guidelines. This one is a rule.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
never
yeah.
owned one. I've never
And
owned
there's probably very legitimate reasons, and James and I are probably in agreement with why.
See,
Never.
he seems like, Mark, you seem like the kind of guy that would go and get a homemade Ouija board just so that you could say, oh, yeah, this was
Look at
made
this cool thing. No.
in New Orleans and it was
I
crafted
will
by
go-
a craftsman.
I
Out
will
of
to-
onyx.
I will actually
made.
Oh no, I'd be
from a
fascinated.
coffin.
I'd be fascinated by it. I would never bring it home.
Okay.
But what's
And-
funny is I'm the one who'll go into like actually authentic serial killer, true haunted places.
Yes.
Right.
I will totally do that. And I will go places that you shouldn't go in that should be banned. I'll do that too. But I will not open my house to the possibility, even a chance that something's going to come
I'm
in.
not touching the cell phone to the afterlife. No thanks.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, what do you mean touching the cell phone?
The Ouija board.
Oh, okay. What about, would you download a Ouija board app?
No.
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 Do they even have a Ouija
Yes, I'm
board?
sure they do. I guarantee you they do.
Okay, that's so
That
weird.
means I can get the spirits on Wi-Fi Bluetooth. No.
Yeah, there's apps on your phone that you supposedly can like talk to spirits. There's apps on your phone that you can see spirits. There's apps on, they make apps for everything.
That's crazy.
No.
Okay.
It's crazy. I'm going to stick with the toilet paper rule. I'm not done yet.
Okay.
My toilet paper rule is, and we've talked about this before, it has to frickin' go over the top.
Yes.
And I have to tell you why. I thought about you guys at least 3 or 4 times this last week.
When you were using the bathroom.
When I was using the bathroom,
When he's
the toilet
taking
paper
toilet
roll
paper.
is going underneath. Not over the top, but underneath. I had to multiple times try and find the freaking edge of that toilet paper when it's going underneath. And I would roll it around. I'd do it slow. I'd do it fast. I'd run my hand around the whole thing until I finally found the freaking edge. When it's over the top, it never does that. The edge is always coming over the top.
The
It's
patent
always there.
is literally over the top.
I cannot deal with trying to okay, let me sit here for another 30 seconds trying to find the freaking edge. I get so mad sometimes. I just pinch it and yank. It's so frustrating.
Imagine if you took a can opener and spun it backwards.
My wife
the
puts it
patent
on.
for it is literally over the top.
She puts it on upside down. I will literally take it off, put it back on over the top.
And
See, women seem to be the ones that do it because they reach under and they.
No, but
My wife puts it on backwards.
I
too.
can't find it. I'm trying. I'm even trying. It's crazy. I can't do it.
I don't have a problem either way. So, since
you're-
my
that's
girl
'cause
likes it over the top,
you're a
I
girl.
give it to her over the top. Bam!
All those feminine qualities.
So there you are. Wow. Yeah. I know. It's tough.
Do you have another rule? Because I got one for you.
Okay. I have one that I cannot watch more than 3 TV shows.
What?
This
What do you mean?
In other words, it's like, okay, let's
At
say you're
once?
sitting down and watching a series.
Oh.
Let's say you're watching Breaking Bad, you're watching Game of Thrones, and then you throw a Better Call Saul in there or whatever. I am not going to pick up Dexter on top of all that. It's like you cannot get me to go more than 3 TV shows. It's just too much for me. I want to watch them back to back. I want to remember everything. I want to kind of binge them.
And yet you
know?
watch Red Zone.
Yeah, I can watch Red Zone because that's one TV show, one day. Boom.
It's multiple games.
It's like a special movie.
It's multiple games.
What it is. Yeah, but it's I'm just saying that I don't want to start 5, 6, 7 different series. Then my mind starts going, yeah, we cannot go out tonight because we have to watch the latest show of Fireman Bill or whatever.
I'm with Bill. I'm a completionist. Whatever I'm watching, I want to finish.
Yeah, I do that too.
2 at the most that I got going on. And they're usually polar opposites of one another. So like one might be a serious, one might be a lighthearted one.
Right.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
But I'm usually watching one. And if it's a long season or something, then I might flip over and do a couple just because I'm getting a little burnt out on whatever I'm watching, just as a lighter,
Yep,
and then come back
I
to
do
it.
the
But
same thing.
I can't do 3, never.
Right.
Never.
And usually when I have 3 going, it's usually when they are like appointment TVs, so like it's the series hasn't fully dropped yet. So I'm waiting on Wednesday for this show, Sunday for this show, Monday for that show, and then I can watch all 3 and I'm hitting them on a week by week basis. That's fine. But more than that, then it's like I got to cut that out. So my gal, who's a TV-aholic, she is not happy with that rule. So she just she watches her own thing whenever I'm not around.
That's my wife and I do the same. She watches a lot more TV than I do.
Yeah.
I usually am watching some sports. I can read and watch sports. I can have it on. But like she'll have a show on that she's watching and read. I can't do that. I'm either watching the show. The only time I can read if I have a show on is if I've already seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? If I have a movie on or something, just killing time in the background because there's nothing on and I might have it on. But if I'm watching a show, a series, I'm watching the show or the series.
Me too. Yeah, for sure.
My other only real rule that I have in the house is dirty clothes go in the hamper. Dirty clothes don't go on the floor. Dirty clothes don't go on the bed. Dirty clothes don't go on the dresser. Dirty clothes go in the hamper.
How often does that come into play?
Not very often since it's just my wife and I.
Right.
You mean it does? They don't show up on the floor.
They do
often.
not.
Okay, gotcha.
It's rare.
So that was more of an important rule, definitely from ages past.
Yes, and so it's a rule that has always stayed: clothes go in the hamper. I don't like dirty clothes on the floor. I don't like them all over the place. They go in the hamper.
Well, on that, what I like to do is that when you dry your clothes, you immediately put your clothes away. You don't just sit them anywhere, put them on a chair, put them there. There could be clean, folded clothes, but you got to put them away.
Yeah,
right?
clothes go from the dryer to the basket to the cupboard.
Right, immediately. And if you don't, then it'll be 2 weeks of finding clean clothes all over the different place. And it's just like, it's disaster.
OCD goes dryer, hamper, or dryer, laundry basket, into the drawers.
Exactly. exactly.
They don't get waiting. Once in a while, I might leave them in the dryer if I forget.
Right.
Forgot I was doing laundry, and I come back and there's some clothes in the dryer. Shoot, forgot to do that.
That used to be me. The old me is dead.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You just do whatever.
He's dead. It's sad because I don't want that. Or I mean, I want that, but it doesn't happen. And so it was just easier for me to go, yeah, I'm dead. It doesn't matter anymore.
I'm dead inside.
There's more people at your house, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more stuff going on. There's way more people than what you two have.
Right.
I'm home alone all day. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't have that. It's very, in fact, I don't think I'm ever alone in my house. Ever. So, yeah, there you go. Maybe one day I'll come back to life, but not now. There's not many rules I have. Really, there isn't. I mean, other than that.
That's because you're chaos.
It's just, there's just no rules. And what's funny is the rule I would have is I don't like being hot. You don't like being cold. Right?
Oh, yeah. That's
and so
one.
it's not really a rule, but my preference is please don't make the house above 74 degrees.
Right.
Please. Just please. I'm begging you because there's not a rule. It's just me pleading. Other than that, yeah. I mean, you're just the opposite. Please don't let it drop below 74 degrees. So
I'm around 70.
really? I don't see how you could be with 70.
Well, it's probably 70 here right now.
Maybe.
You know, when it gets 40 out, 30 out, then I like to have a nice cozy house.
I don't know how you survive in your house when you don't have surround sound. I don't know how you survive in your house when you don't have iced tea. I don't know how you survive in your house with animals.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
I mean, these are all things I could just keep going and going and going and going on about you. But I'm not going to because it's all these house rules that I think literally have come about just from you having your own place now, right? Versus living with other rules in the past. And now you're like, yeah, these rules are mine. I got to have all these rules in place.
Yeah. Some of them. But I mean, I really don't have a lot of rules, even though I get accused that I have.
I think we had more rules when there were little kids in the house.
Yeah.
You had many more rules than that. Chores had to be done, stuff like that. Now when it's just my wife and I, you don't really need a lot of rules.
No, you really don't. I mean, the only other rules that I could think of is that, it's got to be Cool Whip, not whipped cream. Okay.
Oh, she was right. You have rules.
Yeah. And the other one is when eating clam chowder, I always have to buy an extra can of clams.
What?
And stick it in the clam chowder.
You buy an extra a can of clams?
Yeah, so I get the clam chowder. Let's just say whatever, it's Progresso or whatever. Then I get a can of clams, and then I mix them all.
That's not a rule. That's an idiosyncrasy.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
That's eccentric, my friend.
Yeah, it is. It's a little eccentric, but it's very good and clammy. Try it at home. It's really good.
No, that's an idiosyncrasy.
Okay,
that is.
That could be the next podcast. Idiosyncrasies.
Oh shit, that could be a long podcast.
I think everybody just gets set in your ways, and as you get older, it gets worse.
Yeah, and I also think people change when they get older. They start, I can't eat clams anymore. And
that's a idiosyncrasy. That's almost a personal rule. That's not a house rule.
No, it's not a house rule.
Right?
Yeah.
A house rule is when people come or things that go on in your house. That, to me, that's what a house rule is.
Exactly, yeah.
So here's my house rules. I mean, simple stuff. Don't cause chaos unless it's my chaos after 10 p.m.
Don't cause chaos after 10
Unless
p.m.
it's me causing the chaos, then that's fine.
You can cause chaos.
Yeah, because it's my house.
Okay.
As I get older, I would say mine is do not show up to my house unannounced.
Unannounced. I get that one.
Text, I'm on my way. Call, I'm on my way.
I get
Don't
that.
just show up and knock at my door.
And don't be playing rap music at any time loud throughout my house.
God, you're old.
And it's not because I don't like rap. It's just because
I want to fight.
no. It's just so loud, and you don't think about anybody else but yourself. You know, it's not a rule, but it's just something I'll be like, I'm shutting that down now.
You would have hated me if I was your child because I played music so loud in my room. I got in trouble all the time for that. All the time. It wasn't rap, but still. It's crazy.
I only have one other weird rule, and it's from when I was a kid, and Karen and I will laugh about this sometimes. There's no hats in the house.
No hats?
So you notice, like, when I come in, I take my hat off.
Right.
You don't wear a hat in the house.
Okay.
Okay? I mean, you can walk in, but once I'm in, my hat
That's just manners.
my hat is off my head. Karen will leave her like baseball cap or her visor on, and I'm like, "There's no hats in the house." And she laughs at me. She's like, "Whatever," and I'm like, "Take your hat off."
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's just a thing.
That's funny.
And I don't know. Is that a rule? I guess that could be a house rule.
I think he's right. It's a manner.
It's manners.
Yeah.
I try, and it's just something I've always done. When I'm in the house, my hat is off, unless my hair is just a hot mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. There's some crazy rules.
Yeah.
I mean, these aren't that crazy.
No, really, we don't have that many crazy
But there are
rules.
some people who have some crazy rules.
I think we should do the idiosyncrasy ones next.
Yeah,
But
that would be good.
That is going to be a little bit more.
I mean, there are people who literally like, no shoes in the house, shoes stay by the front door, which I get.
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
constantly cleaning. There's the ones where, you can't serve certain things and only, way in the past it was kids don't speak unless you're spoken to. That's a huge old one.
I would love that one.
No animals in the house, period. That's really old too. I mean, all these things they're just adopted from times when people were like, I don't want to clean everything. I don't want to take responsibility for it. So keep it outside.
There's some people that are like, you must pee sitting down.
Yeah, because it'll splatter or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm going to clean the toilets, you're not going to splatter everywhere and blah, blah, blah.
I try and pee all over everyone I go to someone's house.
Yeah. Spray.
Leave a little black light pen. I was here.
If you're going to clean the bathroom, I mean, they got to have an effort. So
Wow.
Got to have something to clean. God dang it.
Wow.
All right. Well, we're going to be back with our big, bold, and bald opinions right after this.
It's time for the big, the bold, and the bald to give their opinion on today's topic. Damnopinion.com.
Welcome back to the Damn Opinion. Oh, my gosh. All right. It's time for our big, bold, and bald opinions about
House rules.
house rules. There we go. We got to start with Mark, and he's going to give us a big opinion. Can't wait to hear this.
The big. I hope aliens exist so they can set the rules because right now I'm with two idiots who don't have any clue what's going on.
we hope you're having as much fun on the podcast as we are.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, boy.
Honestly, what's funny about the house rules is that I think it comes from like behaviors when we were kids and we were like have our own little selfish things about why we do things. And I think if we just try and figure out why we do them, we can explain them better and then not have to fight about them. And hopefully there is no fighting going on in your house. Or just be a really cruel person and set the rules immediately before anybody comes in, or have them printed out on right next to your front door. If you come in, this is what's going to happen. I don't know, but I only have like 2 house rules. Just bring the right toilet paper and put it from the top over the top.
Man, talk about crazy. Here's James with his bold.
The bold.
Okay, so my bold opinion is just don't let anybody in your fucking house. Okay,
Exactly.
you won't have to worry about rules at all.
I like it. All right. And then, of course, me with my bald opinion.
The bald.
All I know is that you must have bathroom rules and TV rules. Everything else is just, it's on limits. It's like, just be cool about everything except for bathroom rules. You got to stick to the bathroom rules. I'm just going to say that right now. And, if it has to do with cleaning or pooping or anything like that, you got to have rules.
You got to have rules.
Right? Yeah, exactly. But luckily, the three of us were so pretty much easygoing, I think. And we have pretty good partners that we live with that we don't really have to worry about too many rules, except for, of course, Mark, who's dead inside. So thanks for listening, and we'll be back next week.
Tune in for our next podcast when you'll hear the big, the bold, and the bald give their opinions on everything entertainment. Damnopinion.com.